Hi, I'm Tim and you are watching Game Dev Bits. Today we are going to tackle using Probuilder in Unity and a little bit of Photoshop to create some LOD clones of some existing buildings, and then we're going to dig in a little bit to using Probuilder to edit some assets, make some changes, and get things to fit into our scene a little bit more. So without further ado, let's dive in. So the building I've decided to go with is the jail from the Polygon Western pack. So let's drop that into the scene and have a look. Fairly standard building. It comes almost entirely as one piece, and then there are a bunch of child objects for things like the doors and stuff like that. So let's jump in first, make ourselves a clone, and see if we can reduce our poly count a little bit. So let's have a look. We want to have a look at the inspector, so we can go to where the original model is. Here we go. All right, let's have a look. So there's our model. So its parent is right here. There we go. So there's the jail. And the mesh for here is, there we go. So 6,676 triangles. Let's see if we can do a little better than that. So what we want to do first is you go in Window and hit Package Manager, and you can have a look. In here, you just need to make sure you're looking at the Unity registry, and you want to choose Probuilder and then install that into your project. So once that's done, wait for everything to import. And then to use it, just go Tools, Probuilder, and choose Probuilder Window. So you'll get this window here pop up, and we get this little navigation bar that shows up across the top of our scene view here. All right, so first thing we want to do is go over here to our sample scene, and we want to unpack this prefab completely. So what that's going to do is just disconnect the prefab that's in the scene from anything that's in any of the folders. That way we can make our changes and we're not going to affect anything else. Now, the next step we want to take is Probuilderize. Now, Probuilderize will take an existing mesh that's in the scene and it'll convert it to be suitable so that Probuilder can work its magic and do what it needs to do. So let's go ahead and press that now. Do you want to Probuilderize the children of the selection? In this case, yes. So in this case, we want to take all those doors and things along with it. And we want to turn those into Probuilder objects too. So now that we've got our mesh has been Probuilderized, let's have a look. So by default, we're on object level, which means we've selected the entire jail here. So let's go ahead and click on vertex, and you'll see these little cubes appear to mark where each vertex is. So what we're going to do is we're going to adjust these windows a little bit, and we're going to move this door. So the first thing that we want to check when we're doing something is select hidden. Now select hidden by default will be to off, and in this case that's what we want. So we've got this doorway here which looks like it's fairly separate. So we'll go ahead and draw a selection. The mouse is not working. There we go. So let's try that again. Let's go ahead and draw a selection over the door. We'll just grab the move tool and we'll move that, let's say, across to here. Undo our selection. There we go. Our door has moved, but we've left a piece behind. So let's go on in, reselect what's going on, have a look what it is. There's a vertex there. Look at that. So that one belongs to this side of the door. So let's just move that across inside the door frame. And if we follow that edge down, that looks like the other one just there. There we go. We'll move him back into line up with the door. There we go. Back good as new. Now, let's select back to object level. Select that jail back door and slide him across into place. And there we go. We've now got a door that sits in a different spot. We've rearranged our jail a little bit. We've made the mess inside here, but we'll fix that up in a minute. All right. Now let's go ahead and make some adjustments to these windows. Let's go back to vertex mode. Let's select the entire bottom half of the window here. Actually, let's do both windows at the same time. So what we do is Shift says add. We'll just change that mode here, and that's what happens when you hold down the Shift key. So let's just hold down Shift and add this bottom of the window. Let's go ahead and drag him down a little bit. We don't need a lot, just to there is fine. All right, let's have a look and see what we've done. Let's go to the inside of the window. All right, so remember, we're not selecting hidden objects, so the other side of our window frame has been left behind. So let's just select the bottom of the window here and go over and have a look at this side. Let's select him as well. We can see where those other windows have been moved down to. And now let's move down to line up. There we go, look at that. Now we have moved something here, so let's just move that down a little bit, clean up that piece. All right, so there we go. We've moved our door, we've managed to move that window, and let's say we decided that we actually wanted to move this window a little bit entirely. So let's just, once we have a look, we can see where these polys line up, that they head from over here in towards there. There's a long thin one from here, so let's grab that one and move that across a little bit in preparation. And now let's grab everything for this window and let's move them across a little bit. There we go. And now we need to grab this inside edge of the window here. So let's grab that top corner and this bottom one here, and we'll drag that over to line up. Now, there we go, look at that. We've now got our window moved to a different spot, and we've made them a little bit taller. So if you had a couple of jails sitting around, and it looks like we have missed part of these window bars when we adjusted things, so let's just grab those and bring them down in the bottom there. And same thing up here. Let's just go ahead and move those up. There we go, that's something we missed the first time around. There we go, we've got a window in a whole new spot. So if you happen to have two jails, we can put them near each other and it won't look like the exact clones of the same building, or things like moving around a door. So it's nice and easy to make those kind of changes. And you can even step things up a little bit more. We're going to switch this to select hidden on so that we can select things even that we can't see. And we're going to try and select just this back edge of the building. Drag that out a little bit. And that'll give us a little bit more space in this cell. And then we can see that there's a big space there. So let's go into line mode. Select those. Grab that one at the top. Now let's switch that back to subtract. So we can get rid of that. These. Just have a look around and make sure we haven't selected anything we didn't want to. Alright, let's select all of those. There we go. Oh, we appear to have selected things all over the place. That's fine. And then, there we go. So now that we've got our selection, we just want to move that across. We can put the bar where it needs to be. And then we can do that with a new bar. Select that one. There we go. So not perfect, we're just trying to get things done quickly here. And there we go. We can move the walls of the jail and shuffle things around. And if you find any lumps and bumps like this, nice and easy to just select those and bring them back into place. Just to clean up after ourselves a little bit. Mistakes will happen along the way, but it's nice and easy to grab any piece and just move it back where it's supposed to be. There we go. Just find the right view angle to look at and get things back on track. All right, so there we go. There's a nice short jump around running through the basics. Now this Western pack is a little bit tougher than some of the other pieces. If you're looking at City or Sci-Fi City from Synty as well, it's nice and easy to move those pieces around because they've got those flat, smooth walls. So let's go ahead and remove our partially damaged jail here. Bring in a new one, and then let's make a low poly clone. All right, so we'll go back to our buildings folder. And where is our jail? There he is. Pop it in the hierarchy. Let's get that out of the way. So this time we don't need to Probuilderize, but what we're going to do is we're going to create a Probuilder cube and then deform and twist it into shape. And I'll show you how we need to go through that. All right, so here we go. Once again, let's unpack the prefab completely to get things going. Now in our inspector, we're at 0, 0, 0, so let's just go ahead and create a 3D object at the Probuilder cube. There we go, sitting over there in space, so let's just put him back where he needs to be, right in the middle here. All right, now let's get things moved into place. So, vertex mode we want again. Let's select everything on this end of the cube, and then let's drag things out. All right, here we go. That puts us roughly where we want to be. Perfect. These LODs, the idea is to get as close as we can, but we're not going to be exact. There we go. There's approximately where that side sits. And we'll jump onto this one. We'll just go to this edge of the building, because this extrusion here, this piece, is a different width. So we'll need to make some allowances for that. That's fine. All right, now we want to grab the top, and we want to take that up to where the roof starts to change shape. All right, now let's grab the roof. We're going to hold down Shift, and we'll extrude that up. And that gives us separate polys for the side so we can make some changes. Now let's go into edge mode. Let's grab that edge. And we want to bring it in to roughly create the shape of the roof. And we'll repeat for this side. All right, terrific. All right, now in edge mode, what we want to do is we want to add some pieces in so that we can add this extrusion at approximately the right spot. So we will go to select hidden off, just so we can grab this side. We're on edge mode, as you can see. What we want to do is we want to grab an edge here, and we want to say connect edges. Now that'll automatically create a vertical edge. So we'll move that into place over here. That's great. Now let's go ahead and select the top and bottom again. Let's say connect edges. Now we'll automatically select that new edge. There we go. Now we can go to poly mode. Select that poly in the middle there. Hold down Shift and drag it out. And then we'll just grab that top edge and drop it down approximately into place. Here we go. So now we've got a big chunk of our building already created, ready to go. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and grab these bottom polys. And we'll just drag those down to line up with the bottom of the building to make sure that we've got all of that. Perfect. All right, now the last thing we want to do is we want to put something out to create these front panels. And then we're going to go ahead and take some images to drop into Photoshop. All right, so let us grab our front edge. Okay, let's grab him there. And we will either side here. All right, let's connect those. We've now got an edge. All right, so now we will create another object to cover this front for us. Hang on, that's not what we want. There we go. We want to grab that piece there, and we'll extrude him out to play the role of the balcony. And then we want to make a little one to extrude for this piece here. But we're going to do that with just creating a new shape. So here we go. We'll just grab a hold of that. And we will... Oh, hang on. We've lost control of the mouse. There we go. We have a new shape. That's not the... We want to create a new poly shape. There we go. So we've made a shape here. And that's going to play the role of the top of our awning here. All right, so let's go to object mode. It's moving into place. Approximately there where we want to be. There we go. All right, it's looking fantastic. All right, and then let's go to edge mode. Oh, there we go. Select those vertexes and move them over here. Let's grab this end and move them over here. All right, then we'll grab these ones. Grab you from the side just to bring those down. Then we want to do the same thing on this side. And we just want to bring those in a little bit. All right, terrific. And then we just want to go into poly mode, grab that bottom one, and bring it up. Nice and thin. All right, so that is our building. And just because the awning is the part that sticks out, we're going to add that on there and call that the awning. Now, what we are not doing is taking care of the rest of this balcony, because I think we can get away with it, just as far as the low poly piece goes, being able to see it somewhere else. All right, let's have a look. So let's grab our building clone. The inspector, we'll turn him off. So the building is gone. All right, we're going to get rid of the gizmos. And now we select our camera and we want to go. Okay. So now we're going to jump to the front of the building. It's time for us to make some textures. So we can see in our camera preview that we're looking from the front there. So let's jump ahead into the game view. And we will draw that. There we go. We grab that with the snipping tool, jump across into Photoshop where we've already made ourselves a nice square texture, 1024 by 1024 here, and let's drop it in. So grab the magic wand, select the outside, delete that. All right, here we go. Let's scale that down. There we go. That looks great. All right, now let's jump back to Unity, go across to our scene view. Let's grab the jail. We want to rotate 90 degrees. Go back to the game view. Here we go. Here's our shot from the other side. So let's snip that again. Drop him in. let's delete that outside view. Now you can obviously take a lot more care with this, and you'll need to do things a lot more carefully when you're running through, but the purposes of the demonstration here today, we're going to play things a little bit fast and loose just to get you the idea. All right, so there we go. We've got the other side. Let's jump back into Unity. Let's grab our jail. So let's jump back into Unity. Let's grab the jail. Let's spin it around one more time. Go to the game view. Missing the top edge. So let's just move the building down a little bit. There we go. All right. Let's snip one more time. Go ahead and drop that in. All right, here we go. There's the other side of the building in. All right, back to Unity. Let's grab the model, grab the jail. Go. One more side. All right, here we go. Here we go. There's another piece done. All right, let's go back to Unity. Now that should be all four sides. Perfect, means we've got the roof. All right, that should be everything we need for now, and then we'll come on back if we need something else. All right, let's go back to our scene. Let's take the jail, and we're going to hide it. Let's grab our building clone, turn it back on. All right, here we go. Now let's make this thing look like the building it's pretending to be. So we'll jump onto this side first. So what we want to do now is open up the UV editor. So let's just move the Probuilder window aside. Here we go. So the UV editor, this square, aligns to our texture. So let's get it out of the way for now. Let's take our texture. Let's save for web. And we're going to bring that across. Here we go. Put that on our texture sheet here. Let's replace that. Come in here. All right, let's go back to our project view. And here's our texture sheet. So, with the texture sheet, let's go ahead and leave that as a standard. That should be everything we want. All right, let's drop that onto here. Look at that. Looks fantastic, people. All right, so we have our UV window. Let's scale that down a bit so we can see what we're doing. All right, now we want to go into poly mode. We want to select these polys on the end. We'll use Shift to select them, and you can see those same polys appear selected in our UV window. So we want to convert to manual, and we want to planar unwrap. That means take these pieces and unwrap them like a plane. So now here in this UV window, we can see we've unwrapped. All right, so let's grab our scale tool and the move tool. Now let's assume we're working with, here we go, this side of the building over here that's got our door. So let's just zoom in so we can see it. Scale some more. Put that into place. Okay, we're looking pretty good. That's a nice fit. And then, here we go, look at that. We've dropped ourselves back on the end of the building there. All right, perfect. Now let's grab these polys here. So we'll grab these two low ones. Once again, we'll convert to manual and then we'll planar unwrap. There we go, we got a nice big piece there. Scale it right down. Let's zoom back in. There we go. So we want to scale down to fit over this piece here. There we go. All right. There we go. Side is done. All right. Now, let's continue on. Let's grab these back faces here, which we know we're going to map to these surfaces up here. All right. So let's go once again, convert to manual planar. Let's get them nice and flat. Grab the scale tool. Those of you who aren't familiar, we're scaling here. We're switching between these modes here with Q, W, E, and R. So it's just a hotkey to help you jump around and really get to the tool you want. All right, let's scale it right down. Here we go. Here's the place we want to be. All right, bring it down a little bit more. Now, we're not trying for a perfect fit here, but near enough, good enough. All right. So let's grab another piece for the side. Convert to manual as soon as we've got a selection. Planar unwrap. Zoom out so we can find the gizmo. Scale it down and let's bring it into place where it needs to be. All right, now we have our render from the side has overlapped a little bit, so it's possible to go back and fix that up. But what we're going to do is just fake things a little bit. So let's get that roughly into place. There we go. And then we will non-uniformly scale instead. The purposes of our LOD fake here. There we go. That'll get the job done. All right, so onwards. Let's grab our roof of the jail here, and I'll show you the trick that we can use to get that done. So let's convert to manual, then we'll go planar. All right, here we go. All right, let's scale that down. And as you can see, we're at 90 degrees from where we want to be. So let's just zoom in, get it roughly where we want. All right, now let's go, we'll rotate into place. All right, now we'll go to vertex mode. And we'll just select those vertices and let's just move them into place on the edges of this roof here. There we go. So we're a little bit distorted. What we can do is we can render out another image of our jail from above to reuse those textures. So let's do that now. So we will just turn off the building clone, grab our jail. We'll go to full object mode so we can rotate it. We're going to stand that up on its end. There we go. Now if we jump across into our game view, we just need to here, is that where we want to? Perfect. Now while we're on whole object mode, let's select our camera and let's just move that out so we can get a nice clear shot of the roof. All right, perfect. There is our roof. Here we go. Got that, so let's jump across into Photoshop. Let's drop in the roof. So let's scale that down to fit into our space here. Select the outside, let's get rid of that. All right. So let's save that in. Let's overwrite the existing texture sheet. Come back. You automatically re-import. Return to the scene view. Let's restore our jail's rotation to where it was. Put it back to sleep. Now let's grab our building clone again. All right, here we go. So let's jump up on top. Go back to poly mode. So we want that one, that one, that one, and that one. Let's select those. Convert to manual. Let's planar unwrap. Here we go. Find our gizmo. Let's scale down a little bit. Over to where the roof belongs. All right, here we go. So this time what we're going to do is line up with the center. Get that one into place. There we go. Look, we can see how that texture already fits. All right, so let's grab edge mode and let's move some edges into place. Here we go. So let's move this roof in. Zoom in a little bit to make sure we don't miss anything. Let's grab this edge and come down. Let's grab this top edge. It's into place. All right, those are looking pretty great. This one, and this one, come down. The top here, we absolutely need to come down. All right, let's just switch to vertex mode. Bring that into place. And this one into place too. Here we go, there's our roof. We're looking a lot better over here. All right. Fantastic. So let's get on and fake the other side of this building, shall we? There we go, let's go to planar mode. Here. Manual, planar. All right, the other side of our building is over here. All right, so let's scale him down, come into place. All right, let's unplane a scale a little bit. Here we go. They're looking pretty great. All right, let's take care of these front pieces here. So manual, planar, and we want to get those over here. This little front right corner. All right, let's just scale all the way down. Bring that down where we want. All right, to get these ones in, let's go back to vertex mode. Let's grab that edge. Bring it in there. Let's grab that top corner to come down. Where's this other corner? In here. Just mess that one up a little bit. There we go. There's that front corner of the jail all taken care of. All right, so we're on our way. Let's grab this plane here. Manual, planar. this is the front of the building here. It's the front of the roof. Let's just scale that a little bit more. Move it up here. There we go. All right. So we've got this front face of the building now. Convert to manual. There we go. Nice and planar. Bring that into place. Now what we're doing here is we're including that front edge of the railing. So even though there's no model to represent those, we're including that on the front of our building anyway, and seeing if we can get away with it. All right, let's grab that. We just want to move that front edge just below this awning to make sure that none of this texture shows up over here. Now you can see from the front, we can actually see that awning piece is there. All right, now let's grab that front face, unwrap him, and we're gonna go ahead, shrink it down, bring it into place. All right, here we go. Nice and narrow. Put that in. Let's go to vertex mode, just to make it nice and simple to clean those up a little bit. All right, and now left to unwrap. We're going to take care of this awning in a moment, and just this plane here. All right, so let's grab this one. Let's make it planar. All right, now this one, we're going to need to do more trickery like we did on the other side. So we will scale that right down so it fits neatly in the middle here, line up that bottom edge, and then we want to go into vertex mode. We want to select those, so we're trying to grab that front edge just there, and we're trying to take these across to grab the outside here. We're not perfect, but it'll get us done. All right, now we want to go to the awning. Let's drop that same texture sheet on there. All right, so for the awning, let's go to that. There we go. So let's select that top poly. All right, let's unwrap that as a plane. And we want to attach it to this awning here that's on our roof. So let's zoom right in. Nice and small. Here we go. All right, so there we go. That fits into place there. Let's grab the vertices in the corner, and we'll just lock those in. All right, now it looks like we are going to need to a little something for the railing on the front. Now that's fine. So what we'll do is we will create another Probuilder cube, full object mode. All right, let's bring that along here. All right, we go. Let's put the Probuilder cube in here. All right, so let's grab this face on the back. We'll come over here. There we go. Let's make that nice and thin. grab the whole object, we'll move that across here into the corner. We're going to move that up here, and we're going to grab this poly on the side and extend that out. There we go. Great. And now what we want to do is grab these two corners. Let's grab our Probuilder window again. We want to say connect those edges. We'll select the new piece. And then we'll come over here, go back into poly mode. Let's select that one and we'll drag that up. Perfect. So we've got that one in there. Joins up to the roof. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side here. So we'll just grab our line mode again, grab those two edges, connect those. Let's come across. And we'll grab that top poly. We'll just shift drag it up. There we go. Looking fantastic. All right, so we're going to grab everything that makes up this surface. We'll drag our material on. Right, we can get rid of our Probuilder window now. We don't need that anymore. So back to our UV editor. And what we're going to do is convert to manual, planar, and then we're going to go collapse UVs. Now that puts everything into a spec. So there we go, we've got our spec. And then let's just come down to our front view, zoom in, and let's just put the spec inside one of those front surfaces. And now what we've done is we've unwrapped that into here. So it all lines up inside. So let's select him. Alright, when we selected everything, we missed one, so let's try again. So we've got all of that. Let's go. Select hidden on. We're on face mode. Select all the faces. Manual, planar, collapse. There we go. Once again, let's just put that inside a pole. There we go. So that whole face sits in there. Actually done with our UV window now. I'm going to ignore this face over here because I think we've been here for long enough. All right, and then let us clone that, go back to full object mode. Let's move that over here. So we're not perfect by any means, but we have created an object. Let's put our jail on. All right, Probuilder window. You can hop out of the way. Let's grab our jail. Here is our existing jail. Here is our clone of the jail. Let's just make sure that these two things are a child of the awning, so we can move this around. Now, from over here, you can see that we've got facsimile of a building. Our lighting isn't perfect, so one thing we can do is we can go back into Photoshop, select everything over there. Now let's go edit, long edit menu. Here we go. Edit. Copy. Then let's just place that onto a go a new layer, and then we can there we go. What we do is take one of these. Yeah, the back face of the building, which is this one here. We can adjust the curves a little bit. And then we can just bring some more of that red in. Here we go. A little bit of color adjustment is always necessary to get these things to line up. Let's just save that. This is a quick demo. Back over here. So I'm nice and far away. Now, we're not perfect at all. We've got some color balance issues that we need to address, but we have our model here that we know is 6,600 triangles. And then our building clone. So let's go back to our Probuilder window, and we will export here into our folder, and we're going to say this is our jail clone. Now we go into our project window, see our jail clone. Let's go in. Here is our building. And there we go, 64 triangles. So there's some texture work to do to get things to line up properly. We'll need to completely change the color of those just because of how we rendered it with the directional light. We all rotated away from the light each time we rendered, so we're in shadow each time. But we managed to reduce our building from 6,667 down to approximately 70 by the time we allow for these other pieces. So we took about 50 minutes in total, including the original modifications that we did for the other buildings. So it's about 25 minutes to get this one done. And that's with taking the time to run through and show what's happening. So making these clones of these buildings will get a little bit faster each time you do it. But that is a nice way to generate some LODs and create a copy of a building that you can use when you need to switch things out from nice and far away. If you look at from where we are here, we can see those details in the texture, even though we've got the color wrong. But it means that switching to this kind of LOD and reducing the level of detail all the way down there means that we can do things like leave our draw distance much higher. So this little jailhouse here, by switching from this LOD over to this one here, means that we could have this building visible from much further away. And it also means if you've got more of these buildings that you need to have in your scene, you can generate things this way. This is a very old school way of doing things. This is getting much closer to your PS2 style graphics, but even looks neat from this view over here. It's fairly indistinguishable from a reasonable distance away. And there we go. Apologies for the stop, starts, and pauses and things in there. There is obviously a gap in the middle. But apart from that, I hope that's a big help. Thanks so much for tuning in.